In this video, we are looking at practice 15. That is going to be multiplying with mixed numbers. And let's take a look at page 32 to see what this lesson is about. We are working our way through this book. Practice 15 says to multiply with mixed numbers. So when you do that, the first thing we need to do is to convert that mixed number to its improper form. And to do that, we're going to start here and work clockwise to do this conversion. So I'm going to say 3 times 5 plus 1. 3 times 5 plus 1. 3 5s are 15 plus 1 is 16. That's going to give me the top of my fraction. The bottom will stay a 3. It will not change. So this mixed number in improper form is 16 over 3. And then I'm going to bring down the 12 and put a 1 under there, and we're ready to multiply. I can do a little bit of canceling right here. So I will say 3 into itself is 1, 3 into 12 is 4. So this one works out nicely. We've got a 1 on the bottom and a 64 on the top. 16 times 4 is 64. And if you simplify that, we are looking for option C, 64. You can put the 1 under there. You can take the 1 away. 64 over 1 is 64. In number 2, I have two mixed numbers. So I need to do that process twice. I have this one and this one. Remember, you want to work this way. Do it twice. So here I have 4 times 6 plus that top number. So I have 24 plus 3 is 27 over the 4. And here we have 3 times 3, add 1. So I have 9 plus 1, that's 10, and this one has a 3 on the bottom. And we are multiplying, so we can cancel. We can cancel this way and the other way. 4 into itself, we can't do it by 4, we have to do it by 2, sorry. 2 into 4 is 2. 2 into 10 is 5. And then let's look this direction. I can do this one by 3. 3 into 3 is 1. 3 into 27 is 9. So then I end up with 9 times 5, that's 45, and a 2 on the bottom. It is still top heavy, so we need to divide that through. 45 divided by 2 is going to be 22 and 1/2. So the answer to number 2 is A, 22 and 1/2. These require some work. Okay, number 3. We have 3 and 1/7. That's a mixed number. And then 2 and 7/11. So we have to do this 2 times. This one is going to be 7 times 3 plus 1. That's going to be 21 plus 1 is 22 over 7. This one will be 11 times 2 plus 7. So 22 plus 7, that's 29 over 11. And we're multiplying. I can cancel this way, which is quite nice. I'll cancel by an 11. 11 into itself, and then 11 into 22. So I end up with 29 times 2. It's going to be 58, and a 7 on the bottom. 7 into 58 is 8 times, with 2 left. So 8 and 2/7. The answer to number 3 is C. Remember, if you are not following me here, to contact your instructor, and he or she will help you get this. This is quite a bit if you're new to these. Number 4, I have 10 and 3/5 times 8 and 1/3. So we have to convert those to the improper forms. 5 times 10, that's 50, plus 3, so 53, and you keep the denominator of 5. Then 3/8 are 24. Add 1 is 25, and you keep the 3 as your denominator. And you are multiplying here. So there is cancellation one direction right there. 5 into itself is 5. 5 into, how about 1? 5 into 25 is the 5. So on this one, I will have to say 53 times 5. I'm going to come over here to do that. So that's 265. And then a 3 on the bottom. 265 divided by 3 is going to go 8, 8, and 1 left over third. I'm liking answer D for number 4. 88 and 1/3 right there. Number 5. There are 24 students in Mrs. Lonnie's class. She gives each student 4 1/4 ounces of pretzels. How many ounces of pretzels does Mrs. Lonnie give to students? So we need to multiply. If I can find some space, I'm going to say 24 times 4 1/4. So we know that under the 24 we'll put a 1, but this mixed number we have to convert. So we're going to take that 4 1/4 and do our conversion on there. So 4 4s are 16, plus 1 is 17, and we keep that denominator of a 4. So 24 over 1 times 17 over 4. And I can do some canceling right there by saying 4 into 4 is 1, and 4 into 24 is 6. So this one shapes up nicely on the bottom. We get a 1, but I need to do that 17 times 6. If you have a calculator and you're allowed to use it, go to that. So 102 over 1 is the same as 102. So for number 5, I am liking answer B. Number 6. Gerald runs 3 1/3 miles per day. How many miles does Gerald run in 15 days? So 3 1/3 times 15 days. We need to do our conversion on the 3 1/3. So we're going to say 3 times 3 is 9. Add that 1 to get 10 and keep the 3 as your denominator. Then times 15 over 1. And you can cancel one direction right there. 3 into 3 is 1. 3 into 15 is 5. So 50 over 1. I'm looking for 50 miles. That's a lot of miles to run in 2 weeks, or a little bit more than 2 weeks. Number 10. Domingo writes 2 3/4 pages every hour. How many pages does Domingo write in 4.5 hours? So we have 2 3/4 times 4.5. So I'm going to need to convert both of those to their improper forms. Let me zoom in there so you can see it. So 4 times 2, that's 8, plus 3 is 11. Keep the 4 on the bottom. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Keep the 2 on the bottom. And this time I cannot cancel. Either way I go, it's not going to work. So on the top, I'll end up with 99. And on the bottom, we get an 8. 8 into 99 is 12 times. That would be 96. So there's a remainder of 3 and an 8. So the answer to number 7 is B, 12 3/8 pages. Number 8. A red brick is dropped in a tank of water and sinks for 14 seconds. The brick sinks 3 1/8 feet per second. Which two statements are true? Well, I know that to find that total sinking, the depth, you're going to need 3 1/8 feet times 14. So we want to get this one into improper form. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 1 is 25 over the 8. And then the 14, we just need to put a 1 under there. And we can do some canceling here. This one's a little bit harder to see, but you can cancel it by 2's. So 2 into 8 is 4. 2 into 14 is 7. So on the top, you will have 25 times 7. That's 175. And then 4 times 1 is 4. And then I think I'm going to work this one out because it's kind of hard to see in your head. It's a long division problem. That would be 4 with 1. Bring down the 5 is 3. And a remainder of 3. So we're looking at 43 3/4. And we need two statements here that are true. Divide 14 by 3/8. No, we did not divide. Multiply 3 1/8 by 14 to find how fast or how far the brick sinks. That is definitely what we did. The brick sinks 43 1/8. That is not true. The brick sinks 43 3/8. That is not true. The brick sinks 43 3/4. That is true. So there is the other option that I need. So the answers to number 8 are B and E. You have to pick two statements that are true. Number 9. Della places 18 cubes in a straight line. Each cube is 1 5/8 inches long. So how long is the line of cubes? That's going to be 18 times 1 5/8. So we have to convert this one. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 5 is 13. And we keep the 8 on the bottom. And then bring down the 18 with a 1 under it. You can cancel here. It's just a little harder to spot. But we can divide these by 2. 2 into 18 is 9, and 2 into 8 is 4. So you will end up with 4 on the bottom, and 7, 2, 9, 10, 117 on top. 4 into 117, I'm out of space, so I'm going to do this in my head, but you can definitely stop the video and do this one if you want to. 4 into 11 goes 2 times. That would be 3, 37, so 9 1/4, I believe. 29 1/4, and that is D. Yes. Please feel free to stop the video at any time if you need a little more time to work those out. Number 10. Marta manufactures one metal piece every 3 3/4 minutes. How many metal pieces does Marta manufacture in 16 minutes? So we are going to say 3 3/4 times 16. So we have 1 to convert here. And I will zoom in. I know my writing is very small. 4 3s are 12. Plus 3 more, that's 15. And we keep our 4 on the bottom. Multiplying that times 16 over a 1. And there's a canceling. This is a nice one. 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 16 is 4. 15 times 4 is 60 over 1. So I am looking for 60 pieces as my answer. And that for number 10 is C. Marion's computer downloads 5 2/9 megabits per second. How many megabits does the computer download in 30 seconds? So in 1 second we have 5 2/9. Going to do that 30 times. So we have to do the conversion right there. I can tell by these choices, that this is a big problem. So 9 times 5, that's 45, plus 2 is 47. Keep the 9. And we are going to multiply that by 30. Now you will be able to cancel a little bit this direction by 3. 3 into 30 is 10. 3 into 9 is 3. So that leaves me with 47 times 10, that's 470, and a 3 on the bottom. And I am going to work this one out longhand. That's a little bit too big to try to do in our heads. So one time, bring down the 7, 5 times, bring down the 0, and that's 6 times with a 2 left. So 156 2/3. I'm liking answer A here. Process is the same even when the numbers are big like that. Alrighty, number 12. Carl earns $12 3/4 for every appointment he attends. How much does Carl earn for attending 11 appointments? So 12 3/4, 11 times. And here is the conversion that we need to do. So I have 4 times 12, that's 48, plus 3, 48, 49, that's 51, over 4. And then we're going to multiply that by 11 over 1. And I don't think this one is going to cancel. Let me be sure that I haven't written it wrong because it's a whopper. Nope, I believe I've got it. It's just going to take a little bit of work. So we need to say 51 times 11, which is long multiplication. Just be careful. And you get 561. Does that sound right to you? And then of course that's top heavy, so we need to divide that 561 by 4. You see how these basic skills are so important. If you don't know how to do this multiplication and division, this is not going to work too well. So don't forget those basic skills. They're very important. So this comes out to be 140 with 1/4 left over. And sure enough, that's the answer I'm looking for. 140 1/4 is C. It's always nice when the answer's there, isn't it? Okay, number 13. The rainfall from a hurricane causes the water level of a swimming pool to rise 1 3/8 inches every minute. How many inches does the water level rise in 8 minutes? So 1 3/8 times 8. So I have 8 times 1 plus 3, 11 over 8, times 8 over 1. This one's a nice one because those are going to cancel each other down. 8 into 8 is 1, 8 into 8 is 1, and you're left with 11 over 1, which is 11 inches. Now guys, that's almost a foot in 8 minutes. You can imagine how much rain is going to fall in a hurricane. That's pretty amazing if that's true. Number 14. Mac installs 5 3/4 square feet of hardwood every minute. What is the area of hardwood Mac installs in 12.5 minutes? So he's doing 5 3/4 per minute, and we're going to let him work for 12.5 minutes. So let's do some conversion here. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3 is 23 over 4. 2 times 12 is 24, plus 1 is 25 over 2. Now, unfortunately, this one is not going to cancel. So we're going to have to do some long multiplication here. The bottom is short multiplication. But 23 times 25, I'm not going to do that in my head. And you can pause the video if you need to do this. I'm getting 575. Hopefully that sounds good to you too. That's the top number. And then this is top heavy, so we need to divide it through. 575 divided by the 8. 8 and 57 is 7 times. It's going to give me 56. 8 into 15 is only 1 time, and that's going to leave me with a remainder of 7. So we're looking at 71 and 7/8. And there it is, option C. And that is square feet. 71 and 7/8 square feet. All right, number 15. Tina rolls a ball 15 1/3 meters per second, and it continues to roll at the same speed. How far does the ball roll in 1 3/4 seconds? So I have 15 1/3 times 1 3/4, and we need to do some conversion here. So 3 times 15 plus 1, that's 46 over 3. And then 4 times 1, that's 4, plus 3 is 7 over 4. And we can do a little bit of simplifying right there. We do it by 2. So 2 into 46 is 23. 2 into 4 is 2. So that's going to leave me with a 6 on the bottom. And let me do the 23 times 7 for you. It's 161 over 6. And something about that doesn't look right. Give me just a minute here. Have I done something wrong? 46 thirds multiplied by 7/4. I don't think so. I guess I'm okay. Something about that just doesn't feel right, but we'll keep going and see if we get it. 6 into 16 is going to go 2 times with 4 remainder. And then 6 into 41 is going to go 6 times with 5 remainder. So 26 5/6. That's one of my choices. I don't know why, I just thought that didn't look right. Sometimes I do that. And this is where it's nice to be in a classroom with other people because you can help each other. Alrighty, number 16. There are 7/7/8 ounces of almonds in a bag. How many ounces of almonds are in 40 bags? So we're going to take one bag and multiply that by 40. So 8 sevens are 56, plus 7 is 63/8. And we're going to multiply that by 40/1. I like this one because look at this canceling right here. 8 into 8 is 1. 8 into 40 is 5. So we're going to end up with a 1 on the bottom. Now we do have to do this 63 times 5, but that's better than 63 times 40. So I can do this and you can too. That's 315 divided by 1. Remember that's still 315. So this one's looking like B. Number 17. There are 16 9/10 fluid ounces of water in a bottle. How many fluid ounces of water are in 8 of those bottles? So 16 9/10 times 8. 10 times 16, that's 160, plus 9 is 169/10, times 8/1. And you can cancel right here. 2 into 8 is 4. 2 into 10 is 5. So we're going to end up with a 5 on the bottom. 169 times 4. If you can do it in your head, that's okay. That's 676, I do believe. And that is definitely top heavy. So let's do 676 divided by 5. It's going to be 1, 3. Oh, I'm running out of room. 26 is going to make that. Let me fix this, guys. I should have known that was not going to fit there. Let's try it right here. 5 into 26 is going to be 5 times with 1 left over. So I'm looking for 135 1/5. I'm liking A for this answer. And you certainly do not have to cancel where I did. You could multiply the 169 times 8 and then the 10 times 1. That's fine if you prefer not to do the canceling. We're almost there. 3 more to go. The Earth rotates about 16 2/3 miles every minute. About how many miles does the Earth rotate in 30 minutes? So 16 2/3 times 30. 3 times 16, that's 48. Plus 2 is 50/3. Multiplied by 30/1. So we can do some canceling right here. 3 into 3 is 1. 3 into 30 is 10. A 1 on the bottom and then a 5 with 2 zeros. This one is going to be 500 miles. B. Number 19. Sydney plants a tree and it grows 4 3/8 feet per year. How many feet does the tree grow in 9 years? So 4 3/8 multiplied by 9. So this is going to be 8 times 4 is 32, plus 3 is 35/8, and multiply that by 9 over 1. And there is no canceling to be done here. So that 8 is going to come over on the bottom. 9 times 35. I need to do this one, guys. I thought I could do it in my head, but I'm getting awfully tired tonight. So let's just work it out here and see. 27 plus 4. So how about 315 over 8? When you can't cancel these, the numbers get pretty big. And then we need to divide that 315 by 8. And that's going to go 3 times. And then 5 down here. 8 into 75 is 9, with 3 remainder. So 39 3/8. I'm liking answer C. 39 3/8. And finally, number 20. Terrence completes one math problem in 2 1/6 minutes. He completes each problem in the same amount of time. So how long does it take Terrence to complete 14 math problems? So we're saying 2 1/6, 14 times. So 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 1, over 6, times 14 over 1. And I can do some canceling right here. 2 into 14 is 7, 2 into 6 is 3. So we end up with that 3 on the bottom. And then 13 times 7 is 91. And I'll divide 91 by 3. And that's going to be 0 times with 1 left over. So 30 1/3 should be the answer. And that is A. And that is all. We've finished this lesson. In our next video, we'll start dividing fractions, and then very soon we'll be finished with fractions. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.